What they're doing is conflating two things. Here's an interesting thought. If somebody is violent, right? If there's speech and then the speech escalates, you're conflating two different things. One thing is a crime, one thing is speech. And even if it's political speech, you still have your free speech. You may have committed a crime and you'll be dealt with for that crime. Um, really, I think it goes to what is your definition of being peaceful? Is it waving a sign is violent and breaking into the Capitol and threatening to hang the vice president is peaceful because you're doing it because you believe you're in the right. And so we're conflating multiple points. And this is what the administration is doing. Ahead of this big rally that's going to be nationwide, it's going to be millions that are going to be out in the streets. All right. Because a lot of people are upset. People want to express their opinion, which we are all entitled to. The First Amendment protects that. And we have now this language that says, well, if you're out there shouting, marching, if you're in the street and stopping traffic, even if Indivisible organizes and gets a permit to do that, and that was also the case with the Village here, was regarding they had gotten permits for their demonstration because it's going to be larger than it normally is. And she has a problem with that. That to her is not being peaceful because that's what she's learning from the messaging that is coming from the White House and from their mouthpiece, Fox News, Newsmax, and all the other ones.
It lends the idea that you can be targeted anytime, anywhere, any place for doing anything, because we've set up this world where where your rights aren't really protected rights. So and that's sort of the weird thing about it. So I'm going to go back to the Black Lives Matter movement when they were holding their marches here in town. Okay. There was a guy who ran for first ward councilman. He participated in those marches. I was there for one of those marches. He got arrested. He was the only one at one of those marches that got arrested. They had right, and he was targeted. He was intentionally targeted by the police for doing so, because as soon as he stepped off, they arrested him. Nobody else. Everybody else did the same thing he did, but he was the only one arrested. And it was to send a message. And that's what they do. That's exactly what happens is you get those messages that get sent, right? The idea that free speech isn't free, okay? It has to be worked at, and you have to fight for it, okay? You know, the police can arrest you for any time, anything, and everybody keeps talking about burden of proof, but how much proof do they really need?
When they hold the levers of power.
Correct.